You have been disputing charge-offs completely wrong this entire time. Stop disputing the balance on a charge-off. It's the one biggest mistake that you can truly make. Now listen, I understand. Somebody on social media told you a charge-off shouldn't report a balance, and if they do, the account has to be removed from your credit report. Think about this for a second. If it were really that simple, do you think everybody would already be doing it? Yeah. Exactly. So when you dispute a charge-off, they're usually just gonna update the account to reflect accurate reporting. And now you potentially hurt your chances of getting that account removed. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you step by step on how to approach a charge-off properly. And you do not want to skip around because every piece of this process matters. Missing one step could completely change the outcome. This is not financial advice, legal advice, or tax advice. This content is for educational purposes only. You need to understand that a charge-off is one of the most serious negative items that can appear on your credit report. It's the highest level of delinquency that you can actually have besides other than a bankruptcy. It's about as severe as it gets. But yet, every day you'll see people online claiming that they can remove a charge-off in 60 or 90 days. Really? Come on now, come on! It took months for the account to become a charge-off in the first place. Literally 4 months. So believing every charge-off can disappear in a couple of months is really, honestly, unrealistic. People need to understand that credit repair is a marathon, not a sprint, especially if you're handling everything yourself without a proven strategy. And here's something that most people don't want to hear. The vast majority of credit repair companies have no clue what they're doing. Many of them are claiming to use Metro 2 methods without even understanding the system behind them. The first thing we need to do is we need to dispute directly with the original creditor. It's one of the biggest mistakes that consumers make is going straight after the credit bureaus. That's honestly backwards. Because remember, information starts with the creditors and then it gets reported to the bureaus. That's why we challenge the source first. Now, this is also very important to understand. If your account is already with a debt collector, this strategy is completely different. This process is specifically for the charge-offs that remain with the original creditor. Now, this is a huge part. Stop disputing attributes. Another huge mistake is disputing specific account details. Things like the balance, date of first delinquency, the date of last activity, and other reporting fields. Leave those alone. We have to use a little bit of common sense here. Think about this. If you tell them exactly what is wrong, you give them the opportunity to actually simply correct it. And understanding that the credit reporting agencies and the actual creditors, they only have two options: to update it to be accurate, complete, and fair, or delete it. Which one do you think they're most likely gonna choose? Exactly! They're gonna update it to be accurate, complete, and fair. But here's the other part that people never talk about: the two types of charge-offs, because there are two possible meanings behind a charge-off. First, the creditor may have canceled the debt and reported it to the IRS. In that situation, you may receive a 1099-C. Now, if you receive one, contact the creditor and confirm whether the debt has been canceled. Now, do not, and I repeat, do not call them, because the person at the call center can't give you a real answer and they can't do anything significant. You want to send it through snail mail. Don't be lazy and think you could jump to the front of the line by picking up the phone and calling them. It doesn't work. Send them a simple letter. And if they confirm the debt is no longer owed, that's an important piece of documentation. See what we did there? We actually sent them a letter. We asked them, hey, I received a 1099-C here. Does this mean the debt is actually canceled officially? And then they sent a response letter back saying, yes, this debt is actually canceled. Now you have proof that the debt doesn't exist anymore. Now, the second option is they may have simply written it off internally while still retaining collection rights. In that case, the debt may still be active. Do you see how there's not one just rounded answer here for a charge-off? And that's what nobody ever talks about. They want to try to lie to you and say, oh, it's been written off completely. No, you have to get to the source and you have to figure out what exactly happened, because the credit report's not telling you the full story. Only the original creditor knows. So now you're probably sitting there like, oh, yo, I never received the 1099-C. What do I do? You just simply communicate directly with the creditor. Keep it simple, no templates, and no legal phrases. You need to sound like a human being. There's no internet magic needed here. Write a letter like a normal person. Explain that you experienced a financial hardship and ask whether the cancellation of debt is available. Sign the letter, send it certified mail, and keep copies of everything. Yes, of course I'm going to tell you what to actually say in your letter. Just keep it simple. Remember, say, hi, Mr. Creditor, Capital One, Chase Bank, whoever it is, okay? I noticed that there's an account on my credit report that says you charged off the account, but I did not receive a 1099 in the mail. Would you be so kindly to send me a 1099 in the mail, because I did go through an actual financial hardship. I'm trying to get my life back on track. I'm not able to rent anywhere because this item is still on my credit report. I would greatly appreciate it if you can actually fully cancel this charged off account and you send me a 1099. Sign it with your name and your full address and all of your information and send it certified mail. That's it. And then you wait 30 to 45 days. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with a 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Tanya. Tanya's credit score went up 289 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And Christian's credit score went up 366 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And let's not forget about Allison. Allison's credit score went up 204 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. All right, so now let's say, for instance, you're like, oh, well, who do I send it to? I don't know who to send it to. There is an actual website that's called ceoemail.com. Again, it's ceoemail.com. If it's Capital One, you just search up in alphabetical order, Capital One. Understand, this site is free and it has a bunch of ads. Do not click on the ads and then come to me, Mike, it's not free. It's free. Just avoid all of the ads that are on there, because that's how they keep the page running. They keep it updated is by running ads on it. And that's how they keep it up to date. So understand, just go there through alphabetical order, look for the actual creditor's name, Capital One, Chase Bank, Bank of America, whoever it may be, and find their email and their actual address. Now you want to send a letter in snail mail, and then you can also send them a direct email. That's going to be your fastest option. I know that's pretty crazy, but I have seen it work so many times. Now, don't come into the comments and say, oh, well, I sent it and it didn't work. Again, remember, this is gonna take multiple times of you possibly having to do it. Understand it. There's no smoking gun here. There's no silver bullet. It takes persistency and consistency. Okay, so here's the part that everyone's saying, well, if I get a 1099-C, it turns it into taxable income. I'm pretty much screwed. No, you're not. No, you're not. There's something called a Form 982 of insolvency from the IRS. You need to talk to a tax professional. Again, Form 982 of insolvency. Now, what does that exactly mean? That your debts actually are more than your assets, which is about 99.9% of Americans out there. Remember, if your debts are more than your assets, then you are insolvent by the IRS's terms. So you get a tax professional to fill this out. They'll let you know if you qualify, and then there you go. You just cancel the debt completely and you don't owe any money on it whatsoever. Okay, so we've done all of this work. Now, what do you do with the credit bureaus? Once you've gathered documentation, it's time to address them. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And unfortunately, this is where many people finally understand why they shouldn't have disputed the balance earlier. Documentation creates leverage. Keep your dispute clear and simple. What you have to do is explain the account information appears inaccurate and incomplete and request a reinvestigation. Don't overcomplicate it. Last part's the most important. Now, of course, if the account comes back verified, don't panic and say, oh my God, it's over. It's not over. You got hit with an automation system called eOscar, and it's just spitting out some ridiculous response letter, and they didn't do a real investigation. Simply review the response carefully, and then if necessary, submit a follow-up dispute, including supporting documentation from your previous dispute letter. And this is exactly why we keep records of every letter, every response, and every certified mailing receipt. Documentation is everything. Now, the final step, if you followed every single step correctly and you still believe that your rights were violated, consider speaking with a qualified consumer law attorney, someone that's tried, true, and proven. Don't listen to all the mumbo jumbo on the internet, all these people that are saying, oh, you know, I saw this attorney. Okay, how many cases has you won? Can you show me the cases? Because if they don't have any cases to show you, they're just blowing smoke and wasting your time. 100%. I've seen it. a billion times. I have personally seen attorneys that claim that they could do so many things and then they couldn't, because attorneys don't want to take cases that they can't win. An attorney can evaluate your entire situation and determine whether additional action makes sense, because the goal is permanent resolution, not temporary results. And if you're a beaster out there and you're using Dispute Beast, you can simply type up a very simple charge off 1099-C letter and attach it to your letters in the additional letters section every time you send out an actual attack round to original creditors or to charge-off accounts on your credit reports. Yes, you can actually do that in Dispute Beast. And listen, if it's confusing and you don't understand how to do it, don't worry, just reach out to support at the Dispute Beast team, which you should have got emails and all types of information on how to contact support to say, hey, listen, I need to figure out how to add this letter to my round of disputes. Can you please help me do that? And they will gladly help you. And don't forget, if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here, because it's gonna show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail the letters, and it comes with the 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure to don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.